Hi, my little babies. Welcome back to another episode of What the Smut Book Reviews. Hi, my name is Candace. Welcome back to another episode. I really appreciate you joining me for another episode. Thank you so much. In today's video, we are going to be reviewing a book. Of course we are. What else do we do here? Well, besides watch Candace dick around with her hair and talk nonsense and babble to herself and say the word excessively. Okay, so in today's video, we're going to be talking about this guy. Okay, listen, I'm not going to out and out say it, but I am. I liked Garrett better than I liked Emerson. Did I say that within the first 2 minutes of this video? Yes, I did. I'm going to tell you why. In today's video, kids, we will be reviewing this book. This is book 2 in Sara Cate's Salacious Players Club series, and this is Eyes on Me. This is Garrett's story. If you don't know anything about Garrett, Garrett likes to watch. Garrett is a voyeur. And do you know what a voyeur is? If you don't know what a voyeur is, you need to go look it up really quick. Because, yeah, you're going to need to know what it is in order to fully understand this review. Because, yeah. We're going to get into some stuff, okay? So let's break down the deets of the book, right? So this book and all the books in this series are free to read with Kindle Unlimited. If you want to purchase this book for your Kindle, it's $4.99. If you want this beautiful, handsome man on the cover, and he is very good looking. Just look at him. He's so sharp. Like you could cut a steak with his chin. Look how sharp his chin is. You could cut a steak with that. You don't need a knife. You want your T-bone cut? Use his chin. If you want this gorgeous trade paperback that I'm holding in my hands, it's $14.99. That's a very reasonable price for a trade paperback. This book is also available in audio. I listened to the audio. It's very well done. Now, according to Amazon, and you know I'm going to do it because I always do it. According to Amazon, this book has 340 pages. Do we believe that it has 340 pages? No, we don't. 332 pages, according to my trade paperback. Okay. Now, like I said, this is book 2 in her Salacious Players Club series. So far, there have been 3 of these books released. The 4th has already been revealed and is slated to come out pretty soon, actually. Now, before I dive into the blurb, I want to make a note of something really quick. The main male character for this book suffers from severe depression. It's something that she touched on pretty heavily within the book. And there's an acknowledgement at the back of the trade paperback. It's not in the audiobook, I don't think. But it is in the back of the trade paperback. And at the back, she put like a little section here with like a little message to people who may be suffering from depression or anxiety or something to that effect. And it was essentially like a message that said like, you can always message me. My DMs are always open, and a phone number for where you can call to get help. Like I really appreciated that. That's something that I don't think I've ever seen another author do. Ever and ever. So I really liked that. And I just wanted to say props to you, Sara, for that, because that really impressed me. I really appreciated that. I don't talk about this a lot. I make jokes about it sometimes, but I don't talk about it, like seriously talk about it, because I don't like putting my business out there, right? But it is something that should be talked about more. And it's something that should be normalized, right? And I think it is being normalized more. Just the discussion about mental health being normalized. I think it is being normalized more today than it used to be, right? But I personally suffer from severe anxiety. And because of that, I identify very, on a personal level, with characters that are well thought out and like that are very fleshed out characters that suffer from anxiety disorders or depression disorders, things like that. For example, Garrett. For example, Gianna from Danielle Laurie's Made Book 2. I think that's partially why that book stuck with me so much. Was, yes, I love Christian. God, do I love Christian. But I loved Gianna as much as I loved Christian, because she was dealt such a shit hand over and over in life. And she just kept going. And she just did whatever she had to do to survive. And she was so non-judgmental and so understanding and so real. And I felt that. And I identify with characters like that. So when you write a character that's real like that, your book will get me. And Garrett got me. And I think that's why I liked him more than Emerson. Anyway, long story short, Candace, 10 minutes in. Let's get into the blurb, shall we? I don't want to cry today, so let's not continue down that road. So I'm going to read the blurb. Let's wet my whistle a little bit, because I parched myself with my spiel. Let's read the blurb, and then we'll break it down really quick. When I say really quick, I mean really quick. Because Candace, the 2-hour-long movie length Candace is gone. We don't know that bitch anymore. We're back to, let's say, 45-minute Candace. We're going to shoot for 45-minute Candace, okay? 11 minutes in. Let's try. Okay. I'm a voyeur. It means I like to watch. Yum. And in my line of work, it's a gift. As one of the 4 owners of the Salacious Players Club, I'm comfortable on the sidelines. This is what I was made to do, and I work better alone. Until the day I stumble on a certain camgirl app and find myself watching the one person I should never have watched, my stepsister. There are 3 big problems with this. 1, Mia and I can't stand each other. 2, she has no idea I'm the man on the other end of the video. And 3, I'm hooked on the app and on her. Now, Mia has me wanting and doing things I said I'd never do again, like opening up and getting attached. I'm falling for her, but she's falling for the mystery man I'm pretending to be. If I'm going to make this right, then I have to do more than just watch. But how far will I go to keep her eyes on me? Oh, God. That bitch can write a blurb, yo. Okay, so here we go. The two main characters for this book, obviously, are Garrett and Mia. They are step siblings. This is a taboo. Did you see that floaty? That's a rabbit hair. It's a rabbit fluff. Freckles, you bastard. Okay, so they're step siblings. This is a taboo step sibling romance. Okay. It's also an age gap. Mia is 23. Garrett, I want to say, is like 36 or 38. There's like a 13, it's like a 13 or 15-year age gap between them. Significant. It's a significant gap. Okay. So, Garrett's mom married Mia's dad. Garrett has grown up. Garrett was already a teenager when their parents married. But Mia was like a young child. He grew up teasing her throughout basically her entire life. But he did that in a way to like, kind of keep her at a distance so that she wouldn't see what a mess he is. And that's because his entire life, Garrett has struggled with depression. He has hidden it from his mother. She knew there was something wrong with him, but she did not know what was wrong with him. He wouldn't tell her. Like, he never opened up to her to tell her that I had these feelings. As she puts it in the book, he never said, I have this disease. It was always, I am the disease. That's the way he saw himself, that he was the disease. So that's the way he's felt his entire life growing up. And because of that, he's picked on Mia to keep her at a distance so that she would not fall into his messy life. He's gone through this phase of boozing through college and fucking around with women and shithole jobs and whatever. And it got to a point where he was an alcoholic and addicted to pills. And finally, he got so deep into his like manic depression that he overdosed and almost died. This was when Mia was about like 13-ish. And Mia has no idea. She was like it was like after her birthday party, and she went over to like a friend's house for a sleepover. And his mother found him. I think his mother found him and rushed him to the hospital. So they saved his life, obviously. But ever since then, he's kept himself on a very tight leash. He grew up, got his shit together, and he keeps himself on a strict regimen of like running. He runs like the shit I don't do, exercise. He runs, cardio, to like channel to get his shit out, right? So now he's grown up, and him and his 3 best friends have started this club. They started it as a dating app, Salacious Players Club. They started it as a dating app that they wanted to start something that they each had their own individual kink or thing that turned them on. that they felt ashamed of, or that society made them feel ashamed of, or that they thought was like generally frowned upon, whatever. And they felt like there should be a place where people could go to be free of those constraints that society puts on those types of kinks. So at first, they created the app that was like a dating app to help like-minded people who had those types of kinks or those types of proclivities find each other. It was very successful. That app then turned into the club. The club is very exclusive. It's membership only. It's a sex club. We know this from the first book, right? Okay. Garrett is responsible for the voyeur hall. The voyeur hall is basically like a long hallway that's full of like windows that lets you view into rooms where entertainment is taking place. He stocks those rooms with the entertainment. What kind of things are we putting in those rooms? Who's fucking in those rooms? Right? Okay. So his parents, his mom and his stepdad and his stepsister, who is now 23 years old, are at the lake, where they go every summer, and they're wanting him to come out. His stepdad, Paul, has been battling cancer for a very long time. He's like in remission now, but it's still touch and go, right? He's like on very, very unstable footing. So he's going through like chemo and that kind of thing. So his mom is like, please, can you come out to the lake? Spend some time with us. And Garrett's constantly like, I'm working. I can't. He's a workaholic. He has to keep his mind busy at all times. So he's put off for like 6 months. He hasn't seen they live like 20 minutes away from his house. He still hasn't seen them for 6 months. So he's in a slump, essentially. And one night, he's at home, and he's trolling through like websites, and he gets on this webcam app for like girls, like cam girls. And he runs across a very familiar face, a very familiar voice first. And he goes, wait a minute, I know that voice. And then he sees the face, and his head nearly pops off, and he realizes that's my stepsister. And as he watches, he comes to the realization that, oh fuck, my stepsister's hot as fuck. And he's getting turned on. And the more he watches, the more he likes. And then he's realizing, I shouldn't like this, but I do. And I've never seen Mia like this, like in this light. But now I can't unsee it. So he pays the $400 an hour for a private chat, the fee. And she accepts, and they start chatting with each other. She asks for his name, and he gives her the name of the guy who owns the construction company at the club, Drake, which we've all met Drake. He was in book 1. He's not a prominent character yet, but he's in there. So he gives her the name, and they're chatting, and they eventually start doing stuff with each other, which obviously leads to more stuff, and eventually, you know. So then they're done, and they disconnect. And he's sitting back going, oh fuck, what have I just done? I just got off with my stepsister, and it was probably the best orgasm I've had in my life. What's wrong with my brain? But now he can't stop thinking about her. And he goes back and he tells Emerson, I've got to go away for a bit. I need to go to the lake. Yeah, he does. So he's going to the lake because he needs to see Mia. So he gets out there and they start this thing. At first, it seems to come out of the blue for Mia. Clearly, Mia is an exhibitionist. She has exhibitionist tendencies inside of her, clearly. She enjoys it. She likes the power that she gets from displaying her body for other people to see. She gets like the adrenaline and the endorphin rush that she receives from knowing that she has the power over other people. Like she loves that. She also happens to be a virgin. Garrett doesn't know that until he's been at the lake for a hot minute. They've started messing around with each other. And one night, after going to a local bar and doing a little karaoke, well, she does karaoke, he doesn't, obviously, because he's a stick in the mud. They go back to the house and she tells him, I'm a virgin, but I want you to be the one to pop my cherry. And he immediately backs off. What? No, that's something really special you should say for somebody who's like serious about you. I'm not serious. Like this can't happen. This is dumb. We shouldn't be doing this. And he has second thoughts. And he immediately is like, we're here for fun. I want to do fun stuff with you, but I don't want to take your virginity because I'm not a long-term commitment boyfriend type of guy. I'm not that person for you because this can't be a relationship thing. We're step siblings. It's weird, right? So she's like, at first, she's hurt. She's mad. And then after a while, she gets over it. And she falls back into his charms. And she's like, okay, we'll still continue to do stuff. And they do. And then eventually their time runs out and they have to go back to the city. By this time, they're both emotionally attached to each other. And he's wanting in. But he can't. He's still feeling like he shouldn't. They go back home. And he goes back to work. So Emerson is aware of everything that has happened with Mia. While he was in the process of telling Emerson this, Hunter walks in on the conversation. So now Hunter knows. So now this meeting, this to one-on-one has turned into essentially everyone in the room knows what's going on. That they fucked around with each other while technically not fucking around with each other. And they're discussing business, him and the other partners of the business. And they're discussing how the voyeur hall is not doing as well as it should. They need fresh ideas. They need something hot, something new that's going to bring in more business. Bring in more membership, right? So when it comes out that she's a cam girl, the light bulb goes off. You need to recruit her to help us with the voyeur hall. That's an awesome idea, to get cam girls, because we don't want hookers. We don't want, plastic people. We want real girls. We don't want porn stars in there. We want real people who are going to lure members in, right? So at first he's very reluctant. He's like, no, I don't want her anywhere near here. Well, Charlotte, Emerson's partner, girlfriend, fiance, I forget, from book 1, her and Eden, who's like the dominatrix that we met in book 1, who's kind of like a hanger-oner. She's just like always around. She's a member of the club, but she's not like she's not a partner, but she like helps out apparently with like ideas and things. So she's there, and they're like friends, her and Charlotte. And so they're not having it. They're like, well, we're gonna bring Mia in regardless. So Mia is over here at her house going, Garrett hasn't called me. I'm not just going to sit back here and do nothing and leave it up to him, because he's a man and he's a fucking idiot. Because men are idiots. And so he said he has a club. I'm going to go to his club. She gets all dolled up with the intention of going to his club to get him to take her virginity. She's tired of waiting for him to call her. Keep in mind that this entire time that they were at the lake, the entire time that they've been back in the city, he's still talking to her on the app as Drake. He's telling her intimate details about himself, the real Garrett. Things like how he hasn't had sex with someone in 10 years. The last time he had actual sex was 10 years ago. Because he just hasn't felt like having sex. Like the idea of sex never appealed to him with anyone. It got boring. He's telling her these private things that he would never tell her himself. But he feels comfortable telling her as Drake. He's still doing that. While secretly going, oh fuck, at some point I have to come clean about me being Drake. Because I have legit feelings for her. And when she finds out, I am fucked. Right? Okay. So she gets all dolled up because she's tired of waiting for him to make a move. She wants him to take her virginity. So she gets all dolled up with the intention of going to his club to seduce him. She goes to his nightclub, gets there, gets in the door, and realizes this is not a nightclub. What the fuck? There are people having sex all over the place. What is that? What is that? Yes, okay. She runs into Eden. Eden offers to give her a tour. Well, of course she's going to accept, because now Garrett's pissed her off with all of his lies. Oh, you own a nightclub, you bastard. I want to see everything that you do, obviously, now. So she takes the tour. And then here comes Garrett strolling in, pissed off. The fuck are you doing here? Well, clearly I was here for a reason. My tight ass dress. But now I'm mad because you fucking lied to me. So, right? Eventually they do end up having sex, and he does take her virginity. And it's fucking, it's hot. It is hot. The spice, listen. The spice in this book, in my humble opinion, the spice in this book, compared to the first one, okay? I'm biased, obviously, because I like this book better, but whatever. So over the course of the rest of the book, they continue to see each other low-key. Their feelings continue to grow for each other. They spend more time together. They work on the voyeur hall together. They put together basically like a showcase of this theatrical show that they're going to put on at the club. And they're going to bring in girls, cam girls, like performers, and they're going to offer them the memberships, and they're going to bring their patrons in. That's how they're going to get business. So they're going to have like a stage set up, and they're going to have them perform for everybody. And it's going to be this whole big thing, right? So they're getting closer to the date. And then obviously shit hits the fan. There's a crisis. Mia calls him out of the blue. She's crying. Her dad collapsed at work. He runs 3 miles. He was out jogging. He runs 3 miles to the hospital. When he gets there, he doesn't go to his mom. He goes straight to Mia to comfort her. His mom sees him and Mia together, the way they're behaving, the way they're acting with each other. The step siblings who hated each other and who were always bickering and squabbling and sniping at each other. And now they're touching and holding each other and consoling each other. And he's protective of her, and something's not right here. And luckily, Paul, it was just like an ulcer had ruptured or something. It wasn't a returning of the tumors or whatever, the cancer. So he's in the hospital for a while, but he's going to make full recovery. He's going to be fine. But the cat's out the bag. His mom pulls him to the side after Mia's gone and says, I know what's going on. And he basically confesses everything to her. Or she basically says, I know. She's young. And, you know, it's a dangerous game you're playing. But you look happy together, and you're good for each other. And she calms you. She calms your demons, and I've never seen you like this before. And she basically tells him that Mia has settled his, like, not settled his depression, but gives him a kind of peace that she's never seen him have. And she tells him, I want that for you. And if this is the way that you're going to have that, then I'm happy for you. Paul is going to be another, that's going to be another challenge. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, right? So his mom is on board and he's elated. He's so happy. And he has every intention of going back to Mia and telling her that he's in love with her and that he wants to make a relationship with her and be with her. And all of this. While this is happening, she's back at his apartment. She's back at his apartment. And there's a knock on the door. And she opens it. And it's the real Drake. And she's like, hi. And he says, hi. Hunter and Isabel sent me over with some soup and stuff for you guys because they heard that Paul was in the hospital and that you're going through a rough time right now. And so they sent me with some food and, so. And she's like, oh my God, thank you so much. Come in, whatever. And then she asks for his name. And when he says Drake, she freezes. What? And he's like, oh my God, my manners, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm Drake. I've worked construction at the club. These are all details that he gave her on the app. And she's like, no, you're looking at me like I'm a stranger, so you can't be my Drake. But all the details are the same. And the more he talks, the more suspicious she becomes. And then in walks Garrett. And the look on his face. And she knows. So then the real Drake leaves. And Garrett's talking. And she's responding as she pulls out her phone. And she opens the app. And she opens the text thread to Drake's messages. And she sends a message that says, hi. And Garrett's phone goes off. And she immediately breaks down. And he knows it's over. It's game over. And he goes for her. And she's like, don't fucking touch me. You lying piece of shit. And she leaves. He's begging her, let me explain. Please let me explain. And she doesn't want to hear it. You let me tell you things. You let me reveal things to you that I wouldn't have told you otherwise. You lied to me, etc., 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 right? Okay. Were any of the things you told me true? He's like, yes, everything I told you was the truth. I never lied to you. Well, you did, but okay. So she walks out. And the next day he doesn't go to work. And then the next day he doesn't go to work. And a week passes and he doesn't go to work. And then 2 weeks passes and he doesn't go to work. And she finds out that while the rest of them are planning for the big event, she's cooled down and he hasn't left his apartment because he's been slipping further and further into a depressive state. And the state in which he was in 10 years ago when he OD'd, that he had crawled out of, he's slipping back into that because now the one thing that meant the most to him is gone, right? So now she's concerned for him. She's worried about him. Even though she's still angry. She's still mad at him for what he's done. She's more worried about him than she is mad at him now. They send Emerson to his apartment to check on him. Emerson refuses to leave. He's like, I'm not, this is your event. You're coming to the event. Because Garrett has no intention of going. He's like, no, you don't need me. You can do it without me. I'm useless. I'm not. He has all of these terrible thoughts in his head about himself now. So it's gone so far beyond just losing her. Now it's, I'm worthless. They don't need me for anything. The business would be better off without me. Like he's sliding downhill. Right? So Emerson says, I'm not leaving your apartment. He starts washing his dishes, loading the dishwasher, cleaning his kitchen, doing all these things that a millionaire club owner should not be doing. And Garrett gets angry, obviously. And Emerson's like, well, I'd rather you be mad than be depressed. Go take a shower, you stink. And Garrett goes and takes a shower and comes back with clean clothes. And he gets dressed and he goes to the club with Emerson. What he doesn't know is that Mia is at the club. And she is putting on a performance herself. Garrett doesn't know that Mia is the main entertainment, or plans to be the main entertainment for the night, for the voyeur show. So she puts on a hell of a show. And then he joins her in the show. And he pleads with her to forgive him during the show. And she does. And they fuck each other's brains out in front of 100 people. And it's so fucking romantic. Okay? It's so romantic. And there you go. The end. Later on, they do go talk to Paul, who already knows, because I think his mom told Paul. So she broke the news to Paul, and Paul's not ecstatic about it, but he's very understanding, and he's okay with it. So, and they both lived happily ever after. The end. So fucking cute. Okay, so for the rating for the book, I would give it a 9.5. I fucking love this book. I loved this book. I would highly recommend this book to people. I would not recommend that you read it as a standalone. I would recommend that you read it as part of the series, as I do every book in every series. So I would recommend that you start with Praise first. Even though I like this book better than Praise, I did enjoy this book better. But then again, I have been dubbed Queen of Book 2 because the first book in every series ends up being my least favorite of the series. I don't know why that is. I'm defective. I don't know what to tell you. But book two. So here you go, book 2. So yes, I would recommend this book to other people. I loved it. I fucking loved it. I can't wait to dive into book 3. I can't wait. It's gonna be delish. So yeah, I think that's it, kitties. I thank you so much for watching. I love you so much, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. Hi, my little babies. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to the channel. Make sure you hit the little bell so you get notifications when I upload a new video. If you'd like, you can also follow me on social media. I do have a members-only Facebook group, an Instagram, and a Twitter devoted to this channel. I will link them all in the description box below, and I'll put a little banner here on the screen for you guys to see. And now, stay tuned for the doof bloops. Okay. Hello, Clarice. Just kidding. Hi. Hi, my little babies. Welcome back to another episode of What the Smut Bug Reviews. And of course, Freckles would decide he needs a little scratchy scratch right in the middle of my intro. Rude. Rude. Anyways. Let's try that again, shall we? Hi, kids. In today's video. Okay. Yes. Let's get into it because this guy did stuff to me. As you can see, I'm back to my foresty green. I don't know. The other one was just too much. There was too much going on with that one, and I just couldn't. Anyway. In today's video, we will be reviewing Book 2 in Sara Cate's Salacious Club. We will be reviewing Book 2 in Sara Cate's Salacious Players Club series. Just spit on myself. And I got highlighter all over my book. Stop. Breathe. Do we believe that it has 340 pages? Mm-hmm. Oh my God, what time is it even? What even time is it? I don't know. I need tea. Okay. I went from a step sibling taboo to a dad's best friend taboo. I'm just tabooing it all over the place. And I don't even care. You know why? Because Candace is a filthy bitch. That's why. And I ain't mad. I have 2 more reviews that I need to do. And then I'll be caught up. You see all the fucking fluffies all over the place? 2 more reviews to do. And then I'll be caught up. I can't believe I did that review in 45 minutes. I hit my mark. I hit my goal. Can you believe it? Well, with blooper reel, it'll be closer to 15 minutes, but still. I came in under an hour. Who are you? I don't know you. Who are you, bitch? Who are you? I'm up to page 49 of my reading journal. 49 of 50. Once I hit 50, I'll be out of pages. But that's okay. I already bought it back up. So I can start a new journal. I started this one in November of last year, which means I've, almost a year, in 9 months, I've only read 50 books. That's sad. Isn't that sad? That's not a lot of books. I need to get my numbers up. You get my numbers up. Okay, I'm gonna go. It's really late at night. My child's already asleep. And I want to go sit on the couch and watch TV because I'm a lazy fat bum. Anyways, I love you. I love you guys so much. I'll see you later. Clickety click, click click click, clickety click, and the click click click, click click click, click click. I'm not clicking it. I'm gonna click it now though. Click.